I'm here to talk about willpower, taking accountability, and life and death, how those all kind of correlate. So, with willpower, I think that's something that people lack nowadays. People always make excuses for just their life. They're not able to wake up at a certain time that they're telling themselves that they're supposed to wake up. They don't force themselves. It might sound harsh, but you have to force yourself to do things sometimes. And that's kind of part of willpower. You have the power to say no to certain things. So if you don't have any willpower, you can't really say no. You can't get your ass out of bed. You can't go for a run if you want to, or go for a bike ride. And then that right there just connects to accountability. If you don't have the willpower to do things, you're not going to probably hold yourself accountable for the things that you do. And you're just going to always find excuses for why this happened. Why is this happening to me? It's not my fault, it's somebody else's. But in life, we all make decisions. There's things that just happen too, yeah, but we make decisions, we act upon them, and then things happen from that, cause and effect. It's basic economics. So for people to not really realize that their actions have consequences, that the things you do matter, I mean, I don't know. I think people are gonna get a rude awakening one day. They're gonna realize when they're 30 or 40 that they've been wasting their whole lives. And it's really not hard to live your life. You just have to get your ass up out of bed. You can't just make excuses for why you're not. You can't blame others for, oh, this is happening to me and I can't do this. It's like, whatever situation that you're in because of your choices that you do, how you are, how you act. Everybody has the ability to act a certain way, respond or react to the things that other people say too. And that kind of comes back to willpower. Your will is stronger than your urges, your instincts and stuff. Like, if you want to go beat your meat or something, like, yeah, you can, but it's probably not going to be the best thing for you. And if you don't have any willpower, you're going to go do it, because that's one of those urges that you have. So you just want to get it out. But if you control yourselves, you have self-control, you don't do those things that you know, hey, maybe I shouldn't do because that's not really helping me right now, that's not doing anything for me. Don't do it. It's really easy. It's simple. I have some friends too who are drug addicts, and the amount of effort that you do to take the drugs, it's easier not to, you know? Like, I'm sure everybody probably has done something before, smoked weed, drank alcohol, whatever it is, pop pills, something. But like, if you can't stop, that's a problem. You don't have any willpower. You don't have probably the accountability in yourself. You don't love yourself. You don't respect yourself. So that's not really, I don't think, a life worth living. You shouldn't go through life just making excuses and trying to chase a feeling, trying to chase some sort of form of escapism to forget about your problems and not actually attack life, not attack it fully. You're just gonna one day die and realize on your deathbed that I didn't do the things that I should have done. I should have done more. So I think that's a problem for a lot of people, especially nowadays. People don't do shit. My generation, Gen Z, they get a lot of flack too because people see what's going on the news or just whatever, and they're all like, oh, everybody's lazy, everybody doesn't want to work, nobody wants to, yada yada yada. But I mean, like, yeah, there's people that don't want to do that, and that's in every generation. It's we got to kind of see what happens too, in kind of a couple years, and then you can kind of classify what the generation is, because like until we're 30, we're not full adults in a weird way. Like 30, I think, is the real start of like, okay, I'm officially a man. If you're 18, like, sure, in the eyes of the law, you're a man, but you can be trialed like a man because you've had 18 years to live. But from basically like 0 to 25, you're still a kid, you're still growing, you're still having to learn things. You haven't lived most of your life, you've only lived a quarter. At 25, what is it, the frontal cortex or lobe or whatever is in the brain, that fully develops, they say. Um, and that's kind of when we're able, I think, to start kind of living, when our brains are like more developed. We're not trying to keep chasing like certain urges, or we have all these hormones that are going on and messing with how we think. As teenagers too, I think that is an important time to teach them willpower, accountability, to say no. I feel like in school we sort of had things that were kind of trying to tell us things like that, but it wasn't straight to the point, or there was all this extra foo-foo that was added on and didn't really matter or make sense. And maybe the way that they framed it was just like, oh, like, drugs are bad, okay? You shouldn't have sex, okay, until you're married. And it's like, that's all unrealistic. We just have to make better decisions and control ourselves, and not just like go do it because we really want to or something, you know? Wants and needs are different. But I mean, everybody wants to do shit. Everybody wants things, and it's hard to detach yourself from wanting things. But I think that kind of goes along with society in modern times. Like, people don't really have any self-control with going on their phones. They can overconsume. There's so much consumption. There's not enough uh, creating. People just consume, overconsume. There's not enough creating, and there's not enough people just thinking for themselves. There's no critical thinking anymore. Critical thinking was maybe taught in schools to some people, maybe not. Maybe they framed it in a certain way to, I don't know what, make everything subjective or objective or whatever, and there's no real truth. Like, that's not critical thinking. Like, critical thinking, you gotta get to the point. You gotta decide what's right, what's wrong, and what you want to do. Um, Going off on side tangents, but yeah. Let me get a little inspo here. So, there's some people that go their whole lives not saying no, just being people pleasers, letting other people walk all over them, letting people take advantage of them, and just use them. I can't lie, I used to be somebody like that, but I realized that like I wasn't doing the right thing, just letting people walk all over me, because if you really think about it, these people are just doing what they're going to be doing, trying to get what they can. That's just human nature. And they're not going to really be thinking of you or others or how you feel or something, you know? So, at a point, when I was younger, when I was younger, I really had to think about how people were taking advantage of me. I had to realize that it was my fault because I did nothing. I just let it happen. I just kept letting people use me. Um, and it's funny too, because once you have these realizations, like, you don't want to be a part of, yeah, the fakeness, the using, I don't know, everybody wants to seem like they're someone so great, but then deep down they don't realize that they're hurting others. Anyways, if that does happen though, you're a people pleaser, it's your fault. You have to say no. You have to tell people, like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go buy you lunch or whatever. I'm not gonna buy your dinner just because, like, you asked me to. I don't need to. What are you doing for me? There should be some sort of exchange, typically. But once you usually change, tell people no, maybe have a little bit different of an attitude, because you treat people how they treat you back, and then they all of a sudden think you're the problem. It's interesting, but once you start doing that, once you start kind of seeing through the bullshit and just realizing that, like, there's so much more to life than pleasing other people. You can do so much, and, like, your happiness isn't determined on other people. It's determined on your actions, yourself, and what you do with your life. So, yeah, when you change, you start to lose a lot of people. You lose friends, possibly family too, and um, people don't like that. But it's for the betterment of your life. If you really want to change, if you really want the life that you want to live, you gotta hold yourself accountable. You have to have the willpower to do it. You have to live your life. You have to have vitality, live your life, be full of something, some energy, some just promise, something that's gonna happen. You gotta do something. When you start doing things too, you'll start living the life that you actually want to live, not pleasing others for any reason, but you're living the life that you want to live because you're doing the things that you want. And relationships get a lot better. Just everything, I think, gets better in certain ways. Like, maybe you're not in the greatest position in life, but I think, like, your mind is so powerful. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, like, you can put that out in the world, and you can also take different things in, but it's up to your mind. Like, if you want to be happy, you gotta choose happiness. If you want to be sad, you kind of choose sadness. If you want to go out and do something, just go out and choose it. Choose going out and doing something. You gotta think straight, you know? You can't just let things happen. Think for yourself. As far as I know, we only have one life, and we have to decide how we want to live it. It's not other people's lives. We can't go around just listening to everybody. Like, yeah, you want to take advice, you want to hear what they have to say, because maybe they're going to tell you something good, but ultimately, you have to make the decision. You have to live. You have to go take that leap. If you want to go, if you want to jump off the roof into a swimming pool, and you've never done that before, like, hey, maybe it's not bad to try. Just don't, like, kill yourself. We're going to make mistakes in life, and that's totally okay, but we have to learn from those. If we don't learn from our mistakes, then we're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and keep making the same mistakes, and always wonder, like, why is this happening to me? Why can't I get out of this? How does that happen? I wish I could do that. Oh man, I want to play guitar. I want to go skydive. And it's like, all it takes is just the action. You have to just go and apply yourself. You got to do it. You can't just make excuses, and you can't just give up. You got to show up every day. Hold yourself accountable. Live your life. Have some willpower to do it. And if you don't, like, you're kind of missing out. You're just gonna be a hollow shell where your life's not what you wanted, you know? You didn't kind of plan your life to be this way, and like now you're probably bummed about it, but it all takes work, you know? If somebody doesn't want what they have in life, you have the power to change it. Get your ass up and just do it. You don't gotta be David Goggins and go run like 15 miles at 3 a.m. and then go do a 100-mile bike ride to just show everyone's a fucking pussy. You don't gotta do that. But it's good to at least do something every day. Hold yourself accountable. If you're feeling lazy, that's probably the best time to get your ass up and go do something. Maybe just write in your journal. Make a little video. Write a song. Write some poetry. Do something that's productive or creative. Draw a picture. Don't play video games. As fun as video games are, and as cool as they are, and as much as people like them, they're not helping us. Phones, video games, these things aren't really helping us. Like, I know I'm making a video right now for people to watch, but it's something I think that is at least educational. You could argue the same about probably video games because there's historical aspects in some of them. There's certain ones that kind of relate to stories or books or mythology, things like that. But as a whole, you're not gonna be getting the complete gist because you're just playing a game. You're probably not paying complete attention to because you just want to go get the gold or save the princess or fucking kill a bunch of zombies or whatever it is. But the point being, if you're wasting your time with things that aren't helping you in life, that aren't going to be getting you ahead, you're just, I'm sad, but you're kind of a loser. Hobbies should be things that kind of make you money or can make you money, things that make you better, make you who you are. You just have to stay consistent, do something every day. I've been kind of breaking up my days like school, how it used to be like you'd go to one class, study something for a little bit, then you'd go do a different class, study something for a little bit, then maybe go for a run, and that'd be like my PE, and then after that take a shower, and then maybe chill for a little bit, and then just write or study something else. I mean, just breaking it down simply in segments, like a couple hours throughout the day for your work day, even if you don't have a job, which I don't right now. It's good to stay productive. Don't lay in your bed all day. Don't sit on your butt all day watching your phone. Read a book or something. Jesus. Fuck. Watch a movie. Do something different. Like, couple minutes, maybe, maybe even an hour too, or longer. I mean, I don't know. We're all guilty of it, but we just all day, every day, doom scrolling, not actually having any like sustenance in what you're consuming, not actually having any meat or value there. It's all lackluster. It's a waste of time. It's pointless. Everybody that thinks that they're like escaped from the Matrix and shit, that are all into conspiracies and all that stuff, like, if you're on your phone all day, or if you're on technology all day watching videos and all that shit, you're still a part of it. You're trapped in it. You haven't fully freed your mind. The whole like red pill, blue pill, black pill thing, I think it's all stupid, because like, why do we all have to be on pills? Why can't we all just live life? Like, when we get out in nature, touch some fucking grass. Go hug a tree. Like, that shit makes you feel so much better. You detach from the Matrix, society, and all these things where it's like there's expectations for how we're supposed to live, how we're supposed to do things. That's what the Matrix is. Like, live your life. If you aren't living your life, you're stuck. You're stuck in it. You're just as bad as everybody else, no matter how much you think you're not, how different you think you are. If you're not doing these steps, you're nothing. You're not that. You live in a false perception of the world. You go through life with a mask on. You're not living up to your true self. So the fact of the matter is, people like to put things off. People like to make excuses, and people like to lie to themselves. People like to kind of distract themselves with things because life is hard. When you really get out there, you realize life is hard, but I mean, there's nothing better than living your life, no matter how hard it is. Because through hardships, through struggle, we can find glory, greatness, and we get these feelings inside of accomplishment. If you never won a race or anything in your life, you're not going to really have a sense of accomplishment. But if you just set small goals or just tasks to do, that's going to help build that up. So, I mean, people need to have things to strive for, to go after, to accomplish. Everybody nowadays pretty much just seems like they're living in that Disney fantasy land where they lie, they cheat, they steal, but they still have that blanket over their face of a smile and everything's okay, we're happy, we're not living in squalor, we're just buying a bunch of stuff that we don't need but we want it, yada yada yada, whatever it is. Like, people are delusional. They're just living in fucking fantasy land. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows all day, every day. But we have a choice. We have a choice to make in our life. Are we just gonna roll over and die and let things happen? Or are you gonna rebel against the status quo, what they say you're supposed to be, and fight for what you believe in, fight for what's right, fight for what you choose, a good life, surround yourself with things that you like, things that are genuine and authentic and actually make you feel something that brings you actually like genuine joy. I feel like that is something lacking in modern day. People don't have genuine feelings anymore. It's all forced. It's things that just kind of people expect. So you're being polite, maybe, like the polite laughter. I hate that so much. Maybe I'm cynical. Maybe I'm dark or something. But like, it's just people need to stop being fake and stop lying. Because it's so easy to do. We all do it, yeah, but just be better and do better every day. That's all we gotta try to do. Challenge yourself. Execute the challenges and accomplish things. With that, too, you develop a sense of pride in yourself, a sense of like health, a healthy relationship to yourself. You actually respect yourself. You don't think you're a loser. So those are things that I think people need to kind of come back to, and those are things that people need to be taught again nowadays. Having actual self-control, willpower, and taking accountability for your actions. Yes, actions have consequences, but that's just the way it is. You can't really always control how people react or respond to what you're doing or what you say. You can imagine or fantasize these things all you want, but it's probably not going to happen that way. So as much preparation as you do, you just gotta figure it out as you go. You gotta just wing it. Just go with the flow at times, and also fight against the current too. It's all, maybe these all seem like clashing ideas in certain ways, but in the metaphoric sense that I'm using some of them, it makes sense. Like going with the flow of things, being able to just go through life without having kind of constant tension on your brain of like, ah, life is so hard. You just kind of got to go with it. Life is hard, so what? Deal with it. You got to figure it out as you go. And to fight life, you have to basically steer it though in the direction that you want to go. That probably all countered each other, but I mean, the constant motion of time in life, if you think of that as a current, like time is continuous. You have to kind of set yourself in that current. But you're basically the ship captain. You want to steer your boat in the direction that you go with the current. I think that was better. So that's the whole fight the current, go with the flow, what I mean by that. A movie and stories that really inspire me too is Conan the Barbarian. There was this, I think this is a new comic from maybe this year, 2025. But so this is a new comic from 2025, Savage Sword of Conan. I loved the Conan the Barbarian movie growing up. Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer. I thought those were super cool, and those types of movies, like the hero coming to save the day with a sword, I always saw myself in that. Although, like, we're not sword fighting barbarians or anything like that, I think we can still see ourselves in the heroic ideal and try to encompass that, try to emulate it, try to take on those values. And those are some such old world types of values that I feel like people forget nowadays, especially in modern society with certain things being so popular, certain religions being so popular. There are things that people will pretty much always talk shit on, but they don't actually fully understand. People can't make sense of the world, so I think people need inspiration. They need something that kind of holds up a mirror to them in some ways, but also inspires them to be better, to strive for more than just their regular life. With Conan the Barbarian, that is something that you can use to kind of parallel your own life because it's the hero's journey, pretty cut and dry. By the end of Conan the Barbarian, he's able to use his will to say no to Thulsa Doom, and Thulsa Doom uses his eye mind power to basically try to brainwash him or whatever he does, his Jedi mind tricks to get people to be under his will, the riddle of steel, that type of thing. What is stronger? Is it flesh or steel? A man or a sword? And basically with Conan, like, the end of the movie answers that. It's neither. Because flesh, Thulsa Doom says, is the strongest because I have the power to command these people and have them do whatever I want. Conan's father says that steel is strong because it connects to the wielder and it's able to cut through the flesh. And so those two ideas kind of impose each other, and by the end we see the real answer where Thulsa Doom's trying to get into Conan's brain, and he has like that moment of like where he kind of drifts off and gets controlled, but then he's able to snap back. Then he looks down like he's in control, under control, and then he looks up like this, and then just whoosh, cuts his head off. So that's the willpower right there, the will to say no. you have to say no to people sometimes. And with him doing these certain things, these certain actions, these heroic actions, you gotta live with it. You have to take accountability for your actions, but sometimes with that it can come glory, whatever goes along with it. But the story's not over. Your story is not over until you die. So we can do so many things in our lives